I wanted to take a moment to speak to you all about Tantamunay Shipibo Clothing project, which has been birthed to offer access to a global marketplace for the women living in many of the 56 Shipibo-Konibo communities along the Ucayali River, so that you can have some awareness about why this is important for many women living upon their ancestral lands. The sale of their tapestries is the way in which they are able to support their families and do so in a way that is culturally appropriate for their ancestry. Many of the communities are a long distance away from the city of Pucallpa, which is where many women go to find a marketplace for the sale of their artisan crafts. For many women living along the river, generation of the income needed to make the journey to Pucallpa is not always easy. And so holding awareness of the ancestral placement of the sale of tapestries, which is that historically the Shipibo-Konibo women would come down to the shores of the Ucayali from their communities and exchange the tapestries of the woven visions of Ayahausca for all the things that the jungle didn't provide, things such as salt, candles, and gasoline. In the third generation Shipibo-Konibo expression, the women are being called to find a way to support everything that the modern life transition calls for with the sale of their tapestries. The story from many of the villages is that the young people are now leaving their ancestral lands to go and study in the city and to train to be professionals so that they can support their family members, their mothers, their fathers, their grandparents, to stay sustainably upon their ancestral lands. Our concern is, what will that mean for the cultural sustainability of the Shipibo-Konibo way of life 30 years from now? And so over the last years, we have been working to reinstate the ancestral wisdom of the Shipibo-Konibo lineage and use the boat system to bring sustainable work to the doors to all women who want to be a part of Tantamunay Shipibo Clothing. It is our hope that if we can bring work directly to the communities along the Ucayali River, that there will be a way in which sustainable income can be brought to those communities, and so the ancestral wisdom sharing that naturally occurs when women come together in circle, when women come together to share, when women come together to sew together, can continue, and that we can be a bridge for women in distant Shipibo-Konibo communities that are not connected to a maestro or a healing center to have access to a global marketplace and to continue to do the work that is culturally appropriate for them to do. The Shipibo-Konibo ancestry holds a tribal wisdom of everyone in the village has their part to play for the well-being of the village. In Tantamunay Shipibo Clothing, we weave this wisdom into all of the circles that we hold space for within the Shipibo-Konibo villages, so that women come together to work in collaboration, to work collectively for the well-being of the villages for which they come. In this way, we can remember together that working together and doing our part for the well-being of our individual families and also the collective from which we come can be brought back into the expression of the Shipibo-Konibo way of life, in which we are beginning to see the separation and lack energy arising. For those of us in the global collective who have experienced the benefit to our individual lives as a result of the wisdom, knowledge, and medicine held in the Shipibo-Konibo lineage, this project offers all of us an opportunity collectively to give back, to be a part of the continuation of the cultural sustainability of the Shipibo-Konibo lineage, of the Shipibo-Konibo way of life, of the Shipibo-Konibo ancestry, as from the villages, from the Shipibo-Konibo way of life is where the medicine arises, and so many of us have benefited from Ayahausca, so many of us have healed from the sacred plant knowledge, wisdom that is held within their communities, and so it is our hope that this project is an opportunity for us to collectively give back to the Shipibo-Konibo villages and to be of service collectively to the Shipibo-Konibo way of life and good cultural sustainability. So from my humble heart, I want to say thank you to all of you who are in support of Tantamunay Shipibo Clothing. Together, as one heart, we can be of service to the continuation and preservation of the ancestral medicine lineages of the Shipibo-Konibo ancestry. Itaurisidake onairahuni onikushira.